Mic check 2 1 2. All right, so the audio is doing just what it's supposed to be doing. So, hopefully, you guys have had a good weekend. Hopefully, your sports team won. Hopefully, you got uh, some new some new rest preparing you for the weekday, the work week coming up. So, hopefully, you guys have been doing okay. It's been a wild couple days. I couldn't stream yesterday because I worked 13 hours and then then I was busy that morning. Had to go to the stay up late. Then it's crazy, bro. So I didn't have the energy or anything to do any streams uh, on Saturday, going nonstop. So I know some people were probably looking for me and I wasn't there. Hopefully you guys saw that message. But again, also the morning time today, energy level still wasn't there. So I had to do uh, a stream later on tonight. Now, granted, I know whenever you do these different things and you miss a day or two, and people don't tend to show up, which is a good reason. Um, it is what it is. But yeah, like life is lifing. But my whole perspective on YouTube has changed. My whole perspective on relationships have changed. My whole everything is changing rapidly. And I really needed that time away the past day and a half just to reflect on certain stuff. And so I know a lot of people are not gonna probably be in here tonight, and it is what it is. Hopefully you guys watched on the replay. But yeah, there's a shift going on within this channel with me, and it's going to go in a different direction. A lot of the things that I'm seeing that are problems in society is problems on YouTube, is problems with online, and it's forcing people to find different avenues to, be successful and all this stuff. Anyway, that's a different topic for a different day. I know you guys came in here to see this new topic talking about how women or how men are, single and childless are one of the fastest growing demographics. And so let me pull this up. Single and child-free men. And I got a different perspective on this because we always have to, I think going forward, like the big picture view of this channel will be something of more of like a bird's eye view. A lot of people are stuck on the eye level. We got to think bigger than the average person. And so, according to this article, or according to this post, this Instagram post, single and child-free men are the fastest growing demographic in the U.S. of A, saying that I'm choosing peace. Now, we have to filter through the lies, of course. This is what we have to do. This is what we specialize in on this channel, is filtering through the lies. and trying to get to the truth, even though the truth is not the most desired thing on the planet. Human beings would rather live in their slumbers. Now, okay, right? Men, single and child free men, are some of the fastest growing demographic of people that are happening in the United States. Okay, we get it. Okay. So that lets us know there's two sides to this. Okay. Some men are single and child free because due to either they don't want to put the work in or due to the fact that women's unrealistic expectations since they've entered the workforce have made them undesirable. We've been through this before, right? Uh, the average guy making 50, 60K, that's no longer acceptable by women because whenever she comes out of college or gets her master's degree with 100K full of debt, she's going to be making 60K. And so we know that women, they date on their level or higher, typically higher. They want the guy to be taller. They want the guy to make more money. They want him to be more intelligent, to guide her in all these different things for leadership, which is to a degree reasonable. But since women have entered the workforce and they can make their own money, and just that alone has X'd off at least 50% of men. So when we look at this different demographic or this different thing talking about single and child-free men are the fastest growing thing, it's really some of it's because of women's unrealistic expectations of what a relationship is supposed to be and within their dating strategy. So that's one side of it. The other side of it is some men don't see the value in women today. And these are these successful men that are making more, they're in shape, they're attractive looking. Um, the men that don't struggle attracting women. These men, they get women easily, but they don't see the value in them, or they just want to have fun. You know, some of these men are enjoying their freedom and not having tied down by one woman and dating multiple women. And so they get a huge kick out of that excitement, that dopamine hit of having intercourse with a new woman each and every week. Excuse me. And so, but the other side of that is these successful men, they're going on dates, they're seeing these women, they're vetting them, but they're not passing the vetting process. So these men don't see the value that women bring today. And if we're being honest, a lot of women don't know how to cook. This is why they say the stupid, idiotic things that they say that, I am the table. And, you would never say that on a job interview. You can never convince a boss to hire you if you just say I'm the table. But they say this stuff to men as if it's supposed to mean something and that it's supposed to make them, uh, take them on, make them want to take them on, or more desirable in a relationship when it doesn't. And so women actually bring very little value, right? I mean, she can't cook or clean her house or anything like that. But, one thing she does know how to do, she knows how to, suck some D, she knows how to double twist that thing and make it double. You guys get what I'm saying. The Gok Gok 3000. She can't cook a damn pasta, but she can cook. But she can, throw it back for a real one. She can twerk her behind. It's quite astounding that how we've gotten this far into the decline of society. And so there's a percentage of men that do not see the value in women today. For good reason. But can I ask you guys a question? And we're thinking about the big picture here. Yeah, we have one of the growing fastest majority of men are becoming single and childless. Some of the men have accepted the fact that they won't get what they want, and they're going to just, go out into the sunset without a family. And so there's a percentage of men that are doing that as well. But a lot of the red pill guys, a lot of these different men that follow these different manosphere talking points, um, they think when they see this demographic or this different statistic saying that single and child free men are the fastest growing demographic in the U.S., quote unquote, I'm choosing peace over relationships. They think that's going to be a really good thing for society. And I don't see where the benefit is um, in that. I don't see where the benefit is for society. I see the benefit for the successful individual that can get women consistently and doesn't want to just choose one. But for the middle class man that's trying to get a family, I don't. He gets xed out. So, what's the reason that some of these men are choosing to be child free? Men who choose to be child free are motivated by a variety of factors. One being the desire of personal freedom. Okay, so we got personal freedom. They don't want to take care of anything. No child. Children are hard to deal with. I get it. Excuse me. Career and financial priorities. They don't want to have kids because they're trying to further their own career. And uh, having kids, once you have a kid, that kills all your dreams and aspirations because you're focused entirely on the children. And a lot of people are narcissists and selfish today. They don't realize that you can have a kid and still progress. Families and these things motivate you to earn more money in the first place. Plus, cost of living is going up, so you got to get promoted to get more in order to raise the kid in the proper environment. So, concerns about the state of the world. Some men are reluctant to bring children into what they perceive as a cruel world, citing issues of overpopulation, climate change, and economic instability. Hmm, that's an interesting one. Negative observations of parenting. A parenthood, seeing the negative experiences of friends and families, such as loss of freedom and financial strain, can reinforce the decision to remain child free. Yeah, but you know what's crazy, guys? While the intelligent don't want to have kids, the unintelligent are having lots of kids. So how can that truly help society when we have the intelligent people not having kids, but the unintelligent are having numerous kids? We're going to get to a space to where we are now, where the chickens are coming home to roost. Nothing makes any sense anymore. We have a lot of idiots in our society. And so this is a lot of the problems are stemming from these family issues, these cultural issues within the family that nobody is trying to fix, by the way, except Saint the Center. He's doing a great job. Shout out to him. Upbringing and familial relationships. Some men are with emotional distance fathers commit to being fully available parents. If they have children, the weight of this commitment can lead to decide against having kids entirely. Mm, interesting. And so there are some advantages for these men that are child free. Single child free men are sometimes seen as appealing dating option as they are viewed as bringing hardly no baggage compared to men with children. Well, that's the whole problem with society today, and this is how stupid and delusional that we've gotten, guys. In my opinion, I think if you have a child with somebody, I think you should be stuck with that person in a relationship for the rest of your life because that kid um, needs you both. And so if you guys were stuck together, well, that maybe that would make people make better decisions about who they chose in the first place. That's the problem as well. A lot of people are having frivolous intercourse and all of these different things, but from people they wouldn't take serious in a relationship. They're having sex with people they wouldn't take serious in a relationship. Crazy. Mm. Socially inadequate. Yeah, yeah, because you don't have a strong social network. So this is one of the key points as to why I don't think that this is a win for the majority of men, and I don't think this is a win for society. And it's not. This is not a win for anybody, in my opinion. It's not a win for women, guys. We're social. When are we going to understand and accept that we're social creatures? We want intercourse. We want coitus. We want relationships. Apparently, the government and technology is trying to prevent all of that. But at our core, we want these families. We want these social interactions uh, with the opposite gender. And so, just walking away from the opposite gender as if that's a win. First of all, you're not going to have any kids. So, when you get 70, 80 years old, who's going to take care of you? You don't have any kids. You don't have a big family. Uh, your mother and father will be long gone. Some of your friends will be in relationships. So the natural way of doing things is out of order. And so I know a lot of you guys, and I know a lot of you guys, you guys wanted me to come up here, and this is why dealing with people is so disinteresting today. I'm having one of those moments where it's just like I need to be away from people and society because none of this makes any sense. This is why the relationship talk to me is really getting delusional on both sides, and it's hard to deal with um, because everybody's lying and being disingenuous. Um, this is why once a human being becomes delusional and doesn't want to acknowledge the truth, I mean, it's damn near you like talking to a brick wall. And so a lot of people, a lot of you guys, you want me to come up here and you want me to be like, this is fantastic for men. These women are going to learn. These women are going to get better. No, they're not going to get better. They're not going to learn. They're going to double down on their stupid stuff too. And like I keep saying, guys, this is why dating seems like it's in a stagnant place because none of the men or the women want to compromise. And thus, there goes your society. There goes your community. There goes your society. There goes your relationships. And so, really, what we have today in dating is just a bunch of individuals. You're having intercourse with one another because that's the natural human need. Everything that we do, everything that we want revolves around intercourse, whether we want to be honest with it or not. Everything we do is for intercourse, for better mating opportunities. And so this is not a win. This to me, it proves that our society is in a further decline. So, and then some of you guys, we can't automatically assume that every guy wants to be a bachelor because most guys don't. Most guys can't even be a bachelor. They don't have either the genetics that are attractive to women or they don't have the resources to do so. But they still want to have a family. They want to have a kid. They want to leave a legacy. They want to raise their kids up. They want to be loved and they want to, have a community. And so those men are finding it very difficult because of the dating landscape today. Okay. Either you're being xed out by women's unrealistic expectations, or You can't find the proper woman because from 16 to 24, she's been getting ramrodded by different men, and it's hard to trust a woman that has thrown her body away with a 10 plus body count. And my voice is leaving me. And so this is not what men think it is. Um, Guys, a lot of women today, they're doubling down on their stupid stuff too. They're doubling down on uh, I'm not settling, I'm not having kids. And so, it, and this is, I'm going to end this live stream with this because apparently my voice is losing losing my voice a little bit. And as you guys watching here and come in here, hit the like button for me. You guys are more than welcome to comment your thoughts below. I will read your comments below. So this is why I say relationships have gotten delusional. I'm going to explain why relationships, in my opinion, have gotten delusional. We've gotten to a space now where men and women don't see a problem with being single. Think about that for a second. We've gotten to a space where men and women don't see a problem with being single. As if, and people say the most retarded things on a consistent basis. They'll say, well, you should focus on your career if you're a woman. Well, do you not realize that it really isn't a problem? Really, being single isn't a problem. Uh, Guys, do you not see? Let me go into this really quickly. Let me go in. Let me go into this topic from a different direction so you guys can get it. A lot of people today are having black fatigue. You know what I'm saying? People are like, black people are being unruly. They're arguing for no reason. They're getting the fights and all this different stuff, right? Is it really black people, or is it the fact that they come from broken households? Because we can go to the Latin community, we can go to any community, any race of people that has dysfunctional families, and we'll find the same problem. Human beings need to be raised in a cohesive family unit, a cohesive community. And we have none of that today. So being single only helps the individual. Yeah, if you're 6'4" and make six figures, yeah, you can smash a different woman each and every weekend. Yeah, if you're an attractive woman, um, you can go to school and work a job and get smashed out by rich guys. Cool story. But guys, what we do realize about both sides, even though people say that they're single, they're still having intercourse. Women will go on the internet and say some stupid stuff to be like, I've never been on a date and I'm 25 years old. Yeah, but you're not a virgin though. Yeah, I've been single. A guy be like, yeah, I've been a bachelor for the. Yeah, we know. We know you've been having intercourse consistently. As if those situationships don't have an effect on your psyche. Different, you being a bachelor, you notice that women, they cheat on their husband consistently. They'll lie, they'll cheat, and so you have a natural distrust for women, which you already should because you should vet women properly. But Okay. And then women, they go through this promiscuous stage where they're having, well, I'm just going to have my fun in my college years and get ran through and be single and go to school. Yeah, but you act like you can pair bond with a man and be married for him for the rest of your life, till death do you part. A lot of people say these things in these marriage vows, but don't really believe them. I'm going to read the chat just a second. But we say these things, and society isn't getting any better. Singleness is it does have an effect on people. So Neon said, okay, really isn't a problem. I think it's a problem. Unpopular but thoughtful. Shout out to you, man, for being in here. You always got something thoughtful to say. Shout out to you for being in here. Kids are too expensive. Really? How are Jose and Maria having 5 kids then? Talk about it. Unpopular? Unpopular. I know you see what I see, bro. Homie, we got people in the hood. We got people in the trailer parks that got different kids she got 5 different kids from 3 different baby daddies. And they doing just fine. Even though they struggling and bringing their kids up in struggle, they get food stamps and SNAP benefits and all that stuff, and they do just fine. Like, bro, the intelligent people, you're too smart for your own good. You'll be like, we can't afford to have a family or kids or buy a house today because, all these things are going up. Yeah. But the poor people have 10 kids. So you're going to let the poor, incompetent, lazy, delusional people out procreate you? How does that help society when we have more idiots in the society than we do intelligent people? This is contributing to the decline of your society. When you guys go out in the world and you see in the cities and all the different stuff, and you see stupid, erratic behavior, it's because they're the product of a mom and a father that probably shouldn't have had kids together. They come from a broken household. Both the individuals have low intelligence. Yeah, they procreated and had an idiot, and you see 10 of them on the street right here with no um, rationality. Living for Jesus, right? Shout out to you, man. I was a virgin until I got married, and it's not that hard having self-control. I've been married for 17 years now. Well, you're one of the few disciplined people living for Jesus. It's mainly a liberal white woman thing, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's where it originated. I'll agree that there's a broken household, but look at how bad country job scene is. It's just expensive and getting more expensive, and making more broken households doesn't fix that. I'm not saying it does, but I mean, men and women, guys, we're supposed to be able to make our own food. We're supposed to be able to farm, build shit. Like, a lot of people today would die within 6 months if the internet and society collapsed. And it's not supposed to be that way. We've gotten to a space to where not only do we care so much, we not only we care, we want strangers to feed us. Uh, we want the government to fix everything, and we only gotten to that space because we depend on the government to do everything. Hell, that's one of the biggest reasons why relationships and marriage don't last, because the government has legally gotten into your love life through a marriage license, which is why when you guys get divorced and you go through all these different court hearings and the divorce takes 3 years, it's because these lawyers in the state are prolonging it so they can a tax, get tax money and get income off of your dysfunctional life. The religious people have gotten so delusional that they don't realize that you can have a family and that marriage was really between you and God. It's a union between you and God, not you, God, and the government. What God are you serving, really? The government doesn't have your best interest. It has its own best interests. And so Bro, we're getting neon. I know you, I get what you're saying, bro, but again, men have to fix the society. And we might have to get to that point to where we might be at that point in society. And I know I'm popular going to understand this when I say this. And I'll read you guys' comments as you guys keep commenting. Keep commenting. I'll get to it eventually. Sometimes I got to stop periodically and talk to you guys. Men have always changed society. Maybe things have gotten so out of whack that we have to load up and go against and change these things physically. Snap cut off soda, unnecessary foods, sure, but it's not, but it's out there. There are some military out for almost all young men. I would know. I grew up in a military family. Your living limit is your own effort, bro. Talk about it, bro. Like people forgot how to farm chickens, and chickens are low maintenance to farm and take care of. Grow your own vegetables. Like we're so dependent on strangers to feed us, to do the bare minimum things that we used to do on our own. That's just how messed up we are in the head. Guys, we're so far down bad that forget that stuff. People don't even know how to socialize and gain friends and dating partners or dating mates. I haven't had my hair done or my nails done in years because I'd rather save money and build something real with my husband and children. Well, I'm glad there's some hope in the world because you guys are the growing minority. It's about where you priorities are and what's important to you. Well, I'm not as religious as I used to be, but I love good people, and I'm going to give Living for Jesus a moderator. I'm going to make you a moderator on the channel. Now, granted, living with Jesus, we have some people on here that are not the most religious, including myself, but we like good people, we like good community, and we're not going to alienate you for your beliefs at all either. We want you to be true to yourself and be who you really are. It's really a beautiful thing when people can be who they truly are. The Amish make more and more sense as I've gotten older. Shit. I could turn the stream off, bro. I could turn the stream off, bro. He said the Amish make more and more sense if I've gotten older. Bro, if society ended tomorrow, bro, the Amish people would thrive. They got community, they got families, they got community, they got real friends, real relationships, real kids, real support, real love, real food. People don't get it, bro. We should all take a page out of the Amish playbook. This is why city people are the most stupidest people on the planet. Not the Jerry Joneses of the world. They've played the system. They come from good backgrounds and they know how to. Snap is getting cut more. Come on, keep up the soda news. Is like 4 months ago. I don't know, give it another 4 months and you'll hear the news, I guess. The new news, I guess. I mean, bro, Neon, you're behind, bro. Like we don't even listen to mainstream. We know the lies. Learn helplessness is a poison. Yeah, that's what we've learned. God, no offense, but religion is BS, bro. I want to talk about why no American wants to work out on the farm. Let me rephrase that. Why farmers don't want to hire Americans? Well, Americans don't want to work, bro. Our society is done for. Guys, there's no let me
the soybean farmers are getting eviscerated because apparently, Trump doesn't want to he didn't want to come up with a solution or a tariff solution for the soybean farmers. And so they're going to go bankrupt probably pretty soon. The Chinese have not bought one single soybean since like May. That's real cohesive unity. We know nothing of such thing in America. There's no cohesiveness in America whatsoever. We're divided at every turn. Like, this is how you know we're living with amongst imbeciles. Neon, he sees the problems, but apparently he doesn't see the bigger problems with society, how this affects society, and how you're a part of society. You don't have any answers. Well, bro, the answer is to get a family or leave the country and find the answer. It's crazy. If we can't, he says, because we want minimum standard living of wage, that they wouldn't thrive. They just keep doing what they're doing. What you're saying is we'd fall, bro. You know such things. Okay. We'll see you later. Living for Jesus writes, thank you, brother. I'm honored. I'll do my best to protect your channel and support it. It's much appreciated, man. We got to stick with the good peoples of the earth. He's like, what's the solution? Become a part of a community, bro, in real life. I can be your online community, and eventually I'll try to have a real life community as we grow on this channel. But you need to be a part of something in your community, guys. Then educate pedantic, yeah. It's not about having the answers, it's about having open dialogue and discussing the problems to find an answer. Tati Marie Mar, I probably screwed your name up. I apologize. Person writes, social capital is huge. You realize that the older you get, it's important. Like, bro, talk about it. That was one of my biggest points on about the single and childless thing. It's just like, guys, you got to think long term. The reason why the government probably broke your family up is because they could control you, meaning that you have to depend more on them. See, the government doesn't want you to live like the Amish, where you have your own community, where you grow your own food. You're independent of the government. They don't want that. You live amongst a community outside of the government. You look for each other's answers instead of the government's answers. They don't want that. Gotta have communities. Choosing not to have a family is also loser behavior. What the F are you gonna do when you're 50? Yes, bro. If you don't want a family, become part of an organization or something, bro. And I get it. People today they're not the quality that they used to be. I get it. And I'm not here to, be that person to be like, hey, go find a woman, and even though she has 50 bodies on her, just marry her. No, I'm not on that. I'm not on that type either. My thing is like, bro, you gotta have something. Somebody has to love you. Somebody needs to be a part of you. Somebody has to do that, guys. Because who's gonna take, like you said, who's gonna take care of you when you get older? Okay, if you don't have 10 kids, a big family, for you to go live with one of your kids if you get older, well, now you got to depend on the government for retirement, and the stock market fluctuates, and people don't really know and the cost of living goes up, inflation goes up. So by the time you get your retirement money, it will you have to degrade your cost of living anyways, because what you have in retirement isn't what you thought it was. Your money isn't going as far as it was. But see, if you had a community, you'd be taken care of, right? You think your kid's gonna let you, and you live amongst each other, you think that your kids are gonna just let you just suffer? No, bro. Now we put our older people with strangers in the old folks' home. Bring back the gold standard. Exactly. Gold is going insane right now, bro. Reward family lifestyles and not gaming the system. Exactly. School teach skills like farming and metal work. Exactly. No more foreign lobbyists that benefit from our fall. Man, that's a pretty good solution. Oh man, living for Jesus is she's killing the game. She writes, the more baggage a woman has, the less likely she will be loyal and faithful. I'm sorry, I say that as a woman. Also, the the more friends a woman has, the more likely she is to be led astray. Wow. That, bro, I could shut the stream down again. Bro, I can shut the stream down again, bro. After what she just said, a lot of women's friends are toxic and jealous. I could shut the stream down. Bro, you and unpopular and living for Jesus, y'all the stream, bro. I could shut the stream down. Yeah, if you're married, her single friends can try to tear them down. Thank God for all my wives' friends are married and decent people. Yes, bro. Man, it's really bad, bro. I've seen that way too many times, and it's just a lot of these women, they don't understand women apparently, and how women can be jealous of their relationship, or they'll try to sabotage their relationship just to get with their man. Um, it's crazy out here. Yes, bro. Yeah, we gotta get a Discord going, bro, and have you guys just on the stream, just preaching, just talking this real talk, because this is not, this is so rare. And see, that's the difference between me and like these red pill guys or whatever. Like, they just go on the stream and just go in on women. I'm like, bro, I get it. A lot of women do some goofy stuff, but can we talk about the whole picture? How the economic system, the government, other men, how this affects the family. Yeah, yeah, they are. Yeah, and she's supposed to, help the man and become a helpmeet. And that's according to the Bible. And granted, women, some of these guys, they say that, but they're not. I'm like, bro, you can't. Hey, women want to work too. They want to work, not say like go out into work the workforce. They want to work for the family, make the legacy better. And so, how can she do that when you're playing video games all day? You're not building anything. You're not. What can she do? And so that's another thing about women that a lot of men just don't understand. I think a good percentage of men are actually misogynist. They just see the woman for intercourse, and they don't see any more value outside of that. But guys, women are very detail oriented. They're hard workers. They do things with love. Um, having a good woman that loves you and supports you, or good women. I don't believe in all that four girlfriends and side chicks. If you guys are gonna do polygamy, do it the right way. Have multiple wives, meaning multiple quality women that are on the same side. They're raising the children. They respect the whole family and everything. And so, yeah, like women are extremely helpful, bro. They feed into the problem. Well, if they are like that, then just be rich and buff and feed into unnecessary desires. Working out is great, financial stability is great, but character is everything. And that's the thing. That's the part that nobody wants to talk about. Women don't see it because they're convinced to, be obsessed with the materialistic, not knowing that the guys that are well, I wouldn't say, well, they are usury to a degree. Let's just call it what it is. They get intelligent with the money. They like, hey, women are confused by materialism. I'm going to show her my G Wagon. I'm going to show her I'm traveling just so I can funnel her in and sleep with her. And granted, some of these women are not good women, and you want to be a bachelor and do your thing, but um, that is the number one vetting tool that people overlook. Yeah, we should, bro. I'll think about that living for Jesus. Um, yeah, exactly. You can't. He said you can't be 100% be a loser. You can't 100%. You can't be a loser and expect her to take your lead faithfully. Yes, bro. And like dudes don't understand that, bro. Like you got to be doing something. And granted, it ain't you don't got to be a billionaire, have building a corporation or nothing like that. But have a direction that you're going in, and grow in that direction. Hell, you might be a farmer. Well, shit, make sure the farm gets better every year. Like people don't realize, like if you're not leveling up, you're staying the same and dying. A lot of people are dying if you're staying the same and not getting better. But yeah, like Unpopular, he had a very important topic that people just don't vet for anymore. Um, Character is the number one thing, because a good person with good character, he knows that, hey, or she knows that, hey, I got to think about not just me, but the other person as well. I got to make good decisions for the family. I got to be selfless. So good character will solve your economic problems, because they'll be like, well, this house, these clothes, these kids, the food, the water, all of this takes money. So we need to make more money. Let me get a promotion. Let me look at the new trends in the job market. Let me work a few extra hours at work to get better so we can make more money. The character thing, if you people better for character, it would solve the majority of things, but that goes to what people look for and how bad people's vetting processes are. Don't get it twisted, guys. I love a woman with hips and thighs. I love curvy women to the death of me. But if she has bad character, I could care less about any of that. But some dudes are just, focused on the physical, and they'll not vet for the character and get used and say like all these women ain't ish. Well, yeah, some truth to that, but also you made the wrong decision because you were looking for the wrong thing in the wrong areas. Excuse me. Unpopular says my girl's mom had 8 kids, 8, and they all support the family unit. They stay closely knit, and they make a way through typhoons and earthquakes. They keep pushing, bro. Bro. The only people in America outside of the Amish that are living a healthy family lifestyle on a consistent basis are the Latinos, bro. Yeah, like homie, I've been with lots of Latinas, and yeah, they might start off talking that that feminist stuff, but really, she's been conditioned by her Wayla and Waylo to be a traditional woman, cook, clean, bring value, and so they don't really believe in that. Living for Jesus, social media is a huge problem. Other than YouTube, I don't have a social media that I see an open door to your relationship and your family that doesn't need to be there. Yeah, I never understood that. Like, why do people so quick to post their families? Noah, what's going on, man? Peace to the saints, bro. We got saints in here. Shout out to my man Noah. Made you a moderator. We got saints in here. Yeah, social media, like people, like, bro, people put way too much on. They put what they thinking on social media. They put their relationships on social media. I'm like, God, have some privacy. I promise you, half the people that like your stuff hate you. Yeah, 90% of social media is delusion. It is completely delusion. Unpopular, right? Social media is demoralizing by design too. So you stay slumped and scrolling. Yeah. Like, homie, they, Mark Zuckerberg and all of them, they do like really legitimate human, um, for lack of a better phrase, like human trials. So like they know you're going to be distracted. They know what you're going to click on before you even click on it. They know what you're going to do, bro. They know what keeps your attention. They look at, the X-rated video industry and they're like, this is $1 billion. So, apparently a lot of people are looking at, excuse me, X-rated video. So why not every once in a while on Instagram, on Twitter, on X or Snapchat, why not every once in a while, or hell, every other picture, show a woman that's half naked? Show a woman that's flashing her or bouncing her chest. Show a guy that's working out. All this stuff is by design, guys. Designed to keep you distracted. It comes from the X-rated stuff. For some money, for some reason, it always leads back to a, yeah. They don't see it, bruh. See, I'm popular. Me and you like this, bro. We see what's really going on, bro. That's a topic that the majority of people don't want to have just yet. But if they do ever have that conversation and they wanted to fix it, society will change quickly. Yeah, Kick or a Twitch or whatever, because we can't. You can't talk about the truth. You can't talk about the truth on YouTube at all, bro. And plus, YouTube is going mainstream anyway. So, once something goes mainstream, you got to damn near be popular. I mean, damn near be proper and politically correct. And there's nothing wrong with that, but we're a little rough around the edges a little bit, not too much. Yeah, you got to, bro. Not only that's the intelligence of that group, bro. Like they not only are they controlling everything, but they put money into it. And so it forces the people to these companies to submit to it, because it's like, well, they're contributing the most money out of said people, so we have to let them rock out. Otherwise, we'll lose a significant amount of funding, and they don't want to do that. You know what? A lot of people don't realize that money rules the world and it rules a lot of people, and people aren't balanced enough. You always, when it comes to money, you always got the people that say money isn't everything, even though you got to pay for everything. You got to pay for a date. You got to pay for furniture. You got to pay for water. You got to pay for food. So you either got the people over here that like money isn't everything, whatever. And then you got the people over here that won't turn down any money. They'll greedy. They got to have the most money. And so it's never like that perspective down the middle where it's like, well, I'm not going to do anything it takes to get any money, but we need money. I need to learn a skill. I need to get some kind of degree. I need to be more diligent and start a business, and solve a problem. But some people, you never get the balanced perspective. And we're going to wind down the live stream. I really appreciate you guys coming in here. I appreciate Noah, one of the saints. I appreciate Unpopular. I appreciate Living for Jesus. I appreciate Tati Mar, one of the new guys coming out. Hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. If I'm not, just correct it in the chat how it should be pronounced. Even Neon for being contrarian. I really appreciate you guys. But as you guys come in here, hit the like button. We're going to wind down. Send your last little bit of comments and questions as we wind down the live stream. Money, yes, but more so they put themselves in positions so the paper trail is reduced. It's the Arabic countries dumping tons of money into lobbying. Meanwhile, they don't need to do it by money alone. That's true too. I think Unpopular, they come with both of them. They come with the money and the positioning. And you can't beat somebody that comes with the money and the positioning, the competency to take the position. Yes, they're everywhere, bro. And people not ready for that conversation. People still work on they can't even figure out men and women in their own dating stuff, let alone double agents, bro. You got people still thinking that the Charlie Kirk thing was done by a single shooter. Really? That don't make any sense. They ain't ready for that either. Most assassination attempts are not by one person. It's a collection of people that know something. But anyways, that's gonna be my live stream, guys. I appreciate you guys coming in here, man. If you're watching the replay, double tap the screen on your way out. Living for Jesus Rights. Have a good evening, everyone. I'm going to put my children to bed and finish folding laundry. I had to finish laundry as well. Have a blessed night, and I subscribe to your channel, brother. I really appreciate it. Thank you for Living Jesus for doing that. I appreciate your input. Have a blessed day tomorrow. You as well. And I will see you guys. You look for me to stream on Tuesday night. I'll see you guys then. Peace.